Hey friends, this video is part 2 of my skincare series where I have compiled all of my research as well as my personal time working in the beauty industry to share with you the truth behind what you're being told to put on your skin as well as my personal recommendations for you based off of your skin type. So today we're talking toners, also known as astringents, tonics, lotions, and skins. And we're going to talk about the 3 purposes or functions of a toner as well as how to choose the best toner based off of your skin type. Let's get into it. Now, I just want to start by saying probably the most important thing that you'll hear today, toner is not necessary. While it's not necessary, it is a super helpful part of your skincare routine because it performs 3 specific functions. Function number 1, catch leftover dirt and cleanser. Toner is meant to be the second step in your skincare routine after cleansing, unless of course you're using a physical exfoliant, in which case you'll cleanse, exfoliate, and then tone. If you've ever used toner before, I'm sure you've experienced the satisfaction of wiping that cotton pad across your face and then seeing any leftover dirt or makeup or anything that maybe your cleanser wasn't able to pick up. Toner is also really good for picking up any leftover cleanser that maybe your rinse didn't pick up. Now, if you watched my last video where we talked about doing the double cleansing method, and that's something that you're now doing, you really don't need toner to pick up the leftover dirt and makeup because you're already using such an efficient method. So if you're really excited about the yummy ingredients in your toner, instead of pouring it on a cotton pad, wasting both the product and the cotton pad, pour your toner right into your hands and then pat it in your face. Personally, I like to do what's called a double tone, where I actually will put my toner on a cotton pad and use that to remove any trace, dirt, makeup, or soap that's left on my face, and then I'll pour the toner into my hands and pat it in, and this just ensures that I'm getting all of the product soaked in. And before you go rolling your eyes and calling me extra, I will have you know that the Korean skincare method, they do what's called a 7-skin tone, where they apply toner 7 times. That really ensures that it's getting completely soaked into the skin. It's probably the most effective thing that you could do, but let's be real, nobody's got time for that. Well, actually, we have plenty of time for that right now, but later on, you probably aren't gonna have as much time for that. We will have work and stuff. So use your cotton pad, use your hands, or do both. So another function of toner is to rebalance your skin's pH after cleansing. The skin of the face naturally sits around 5.5 on the pH scale, and a lot of cleansers are much higher than that. This is why you feel that squeaky clean effect or the stripping of the oil from the face, or even your skin might start producing excess oil because it's out of its pH. So to quickly bring it back down, we use a toner. However, I will say if you are using a really good cleanser, you don't have to use toner because your cleanser should already be around your skin's pH. The best way to know is to just contact the company and ask them what pH your facial cleanser is sitting at. For example, I tested the pH of 3 different soaps in my home, and here's what I found. So this pH sat at about a 6.25. Hopefully you can see that, which is pretty high considering our faces are supposed to be at a 5.5. This soap sat at about a 6. And then this soap sat right at a happy 5.5. Then I took my toner and I checked its pH, and it sat at a 4. So you can see that if you had a soap that was sitting probably above a 6, then it'd be really beneficial to use a toner to bring that pH back down. Now, I know that you're probably gonna ask me, so I will answer right now. The soap in the cleanser that sat at a 5.5 pH was this Fresh Soy Face Cleanser, which is actually my personal daily cleanser. And I will tell you, you can tell that it sits at a good pH. My skin feels really nice after using this. And the toner that I tested was the Peach and Lily, the Good Acid Pore Toner, which you can tell I really like because I just used up like the last of it today. So if you're already doing a double cleanse and you don't really need toner to take off the extra dirt or makeup, and you already have a really good cleanser that sits at around your skin's pH, then the third reason you should consider using toner is because it helps prep the skin for future products. And the best example that I've seen of this goes like this. Pretend like this sponge is your face. What happens when we put lotion on it? It just kind of sits on top, right? Now, watch what happens when you pour toner on it, and then you use moisturizer. There is a significant amount of absorption now, isn't there? And you might be thinking, well, wouldn't water do the same thing? And yeah, to some extent, that's why we should always apply our products with a slightly damp face. But the skin also tends to be a natural water repellent. So watch how the water here just sits on my skin. And then I'll apply toner and notice how that just soaks in. And before we move on, I do just want to throw in this little pro tip. After toning, if the next step in your skincare routine is not an acid, then I would wait a few minutes. It could change the pH of that product and therefore change its effectiveness. So which toner is best for you? Let's start by talking about what isn't best for you. Number one, avoid alcohols. There is a reason that back in the day, our parents used the good old alcohol in witch hazel toners.
The antiseptic invigorates, accelerates, cleans deep.
In fact, in the toner industry, oftentimes toners are advertised as alcohol-free. That's because they realized that alcohol was severely stripping the skin, and it was also sensitizing it over time, causing it to become more inflamed, more irritated, and to produce even more oil. So I want you to go grab your toner right now. And if you see any sort of alcohol on the ingredients list, I want you to Google if that type of alcohol is drying or not, because there are two different types of alcohol. The next ingredient to look out for is fragrance/perfume and essential oils, unless it's tea tree oil. The reason being is because fragrance can contain hundreds, if not thousands, of known toxins and carcinogens, but the companies don't have to disclose it because it's considered proprietary. So if you see these things, run in the other direction. Same with essential oils. If you've ever put essential oils on around your eyes, or really any product for this matter, and felt kind of like a tingling or burning sensation, that might have been something that you weren't experiencing in the beginning, but over time, these layers and layers of alcohol or fragrance or essential oil have sensitized your skin, and now you're starting to become really sensitive to it. So that's enough negativity. Let's talk about some good positive ingredients that we should look for in our toners. First, if you have acne or oily prone skin, look out for salicylic acid or willow bark. Both are really good at going deep into the pores and pushing out all the yucky dirt and things that cause blackheads and acne. Also look for tea tree oil. It does something very similar. It acts as a natural, not just anti-inflammatory, but also antibacterial agent, which is really nice for oily skin. Look out for witch hazel, which is a good astringent, and look out for niacinamide, also known as vitamin B3, which helps to work as an anti-inflammatory, but also reduce the effects of overproduction of oil. If you have combination skin, look for a good lactic acid, which is a pretty gentle acid that helps to exfoliate the outer layer of skin. You could also look for a glycolic acid, which is just a stronger version of that. So maybe if you've used lactic acids or you've used acids before and your skin's really familiar with it, you might want to work up to a glycolic acid toner, which is something that I personally really like to use. I also like to look out for coenzyme Q10, which is a powerful antioxidant, and rose water, which is really nourishing and moisturizing for the skin. Now, mind you, I'm not saying rose oil, but rose water. If you have sensitive skin, I love to recommend things that are really soothing, such as aloe vera, cucumber, chamomile, or calendula in your toners. And if you have dry or mature skin, let's look for panthenol, which is vitamin B5, and that helps to seal in moisture, glycerin, hyaluronic acid or sodium hyaluronate, as well as vitamin C. In the end, as long as you're avoiding those bad ingredients in your toner, you really can't go wrong. And if you can't afford a toner or you're really just wanting to go all natural, steep some green tea, add a few drops of tea tree oil, put it in a bottle, shake that up, spray it on your face. It'll be a great toner for you. Remember, toner isn't necessary, but if you can use it, why not? Because the good obviously outweighs the bad with this product. Links below are some of my favorite toners based off of your skin type, and let me know in the comment section, do you use toner? Which toner do you use? Do you have any questions for me? Until next time, bye guys.